Hey y'all, I'm Tatum Harvel and I'll be doing your E&H sports interview. This past week, the equestrian team has come away with a big Zone 4 Reserve Championship win, giving them a spot to compete for the National Championship at the end of the month. The team is no stranger to championship titles, and we're excited to see them compete again. And joining us from the team today, we have freshman Abigail Williamson. Abigail, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, it's going to be a great time. So Abigail, as a team that boasts such an impressive winning record for years on end, we know that this success doesn't come without a lot of hard work. So what does preparation look like behind the scenes for you all?
Oh, well, it really looks like so much going on at home, everything from day-to-day classes, riding classes, to everything that people do to take care of the horses. Especially when we come up to home shows, when we're hosting, we'll have weekends where we host a show on both Saturday and Sunday. So each student is assigned a horse and they're prepping that horse for the show, bathing them, making sure they're clean, organizing tack and everything like that. So it really takes a lot, and it's not just the people who are responsible for horses, it's making sure everything around the barn gets done, especially when we have those really chaotic and busy days.
What does your riding schedule look like during the off season?
So for me, during the off season, I'm usually at home and I'm riding with my barn. A lot of people go home for the summer, or sometimes they're doing internships, working, whether that's barn managing or grooming or riding for different trainers.
That's super awesome. And so throughout the season, just so far, what are some setbacks that you all have already faced?
So for this team, and I think this applies to the college too, we had a very large incoming class. So I think just adjusting to that and the bigger class sizes, especially first semester, the classes were full. We had 8 riders at a time, so 8 horses in the ring. And then additionally, when we came back from winter break, we lost a couple of school horses, which were, they were legendary. Everything from the walk trot canter Packer, who was perfect, to one of our highest level dressage horses. So that was difficult, and I've definitely seen some of the other school horses step up and fill their shoes.
So maybe with what seemed like a little bit less practice on your end because you had to share it with so many new people coming into the program, and then also losing those 2 horses, how did you all overcome that together throughout the season?
I think in general, people have just been putting in a lot of hard work and also been very flexible when it comes to riding different horses. We ride different horses each week, but really just accommodating to others and trying to be understanding.
That's awesome. Now, Abigail, kind of looking at other programs compared to the equestrian team that we have right here, what do you think sets this team apart?
So I think our team is so unique because we have so many school horses and they're all so different. So I think that's one of the things. And then additionally, we have all 4 of the coaches, which are great, and each bring a different aspect and a different training style to the program. Finally, I think the equine studies major and minor, in addition to the equine assisted therapy program, is really unique because students have the option to take those classes. Even if they aren't a major, they can take different things like stable management and just gain more experience and knowledge about the horse industry.
Do most of the people on your team take advantage of that?
It's hard to say, but I do know a lot of people on the team who aren't equine studies majors. It depends on your interests. And I think there's a place for everyone, whether they want to take all the major required classes or just kind of dip their toe in a little bit.
For sure. Now, Abigail, with the huge success that we've seen on this team, a lot of times when you follow successful teams, you also see a really great culture behind that. So if you could describe the culture of your equestrian team in one word, what would you say?
That's tough. I would say this team is extremely driven towards the goals of whether that's competing at nationals or people kind of chasing their own personal goals and what they're individually working on.
When you talk about this driven culture that everyone encompasses on your team, how have you seen that play out throughout the success of the program?
So I see it a lot in the coaches and helping us achieve those goals, whether that's in the show ring or just building confidence as a rider.
Absolutely. And Abigail, as a freshman, where do you hope to see this program grow throughout your time here? And then what part do you see yourself playing in that?
So as a freshman, it's been really cool to come into this program and see all that goes on. I know the next incoming class is just as large as us, maybe even bigger. And so I hope to see that grow and bring more people into the community. For me personally, I've learned a lot, and so I hope to see other people learning as much too.
That'll be really special, and I'm excited to see that play out for you. Abigail, this is our last question, but kind of looking back, what advice would you give to someone who's kind of walking in the same shoes that you were in, aspiring to pursue equestrian at the collegiate level?
So for any desiring collegiate equestrian, I would say it's really good to gain experience on as many horses as possible. And that's something that's so unique about college riding is each week during our classes, we're riding a different horse. And then additionally, if they're pursuing equine related activities in a career, such as the major, I would suggest taking the opportunity to observe clinics, to observe your trainers riding or teaching, because everything that you're watching and learning and observing can really help you down the road and kind of give you a different perspective. So.
That's awesome. Thank you for the advice.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us today. This has just been such a great conversation, and we wish you luck at your next competition. We know that you all are going to do great, and it's going to be so much fun to watch play out.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This concludes our sports interview for EHC TV. I'm Tatum Harvel.